Unlike all the other Overkill partnered YouTubers, yeah, I'm always the late guy, and this is as quick as dirty as I can kind of get the verdict or how I feel about the DLC and the update, as well as how it all feels into DSOD and Payday 2 in general. So, after a couple hours of playing with these guns and setting up builds, which I hope to release later, I will have to say the weapon pack is definitely overpowered. All three of the weapons. Starting off with the sniper, the Amarok has a 1000 damage variant. Now, I'm not sure what Overkill was thinking with the 1000 damage variant. One thing was to counter the martial shields, which is annoying because their shields break before you can kill them, even if you headshot them, so that's one annoying thing. Otherwise, what Chad has showed me or said was, hey, maybe it's supposed to body shot them. Well, it doesn't make sense for a sniper when there's 3 headshot skills that you should be taking advantage for. I will have to say, with the build that I had put in place, the 1000 damage variant, with high value target basic and the new ×10 scope, you can automatically highlight specials. So with a dozer, if the faceplate and visor's off, you can 2-shot them and you're good to go. Otherwise, take another 2 clicks to take those parts off. Otherwise, the Amarok is very enjoyable. Obviously, people were memeing it for the Dragon Lore skin, and honestly, I'm not a fan of the skin. I think it looks ugly. It's a good piece of art, but for a gun, not really. So, a lot cheaper than $10,000–$15,000 Canadian, I guess. So, we'll go with that. I'm okay with the negative comments about how I kind of shit-talk the Dragon Lore, but whatever. It's okay, I guess. Nonetheless, enough of the skin talk. The sniper itself feels good, plays nice, and you can pretty well sustain the ammo quite well. But if you want to play definitely aggressive, the ammo is a good choice, so it's kind of like a side grade to the Thanatos overall. Otherwise, probably the mid-tier portion of the DLC would be the sniper, if you're interested. Next up is the Daimos shotgun. It's kind of like a side grade to the M1014 or the Predator, kind of what it's trying to fix the damage fall off or the lack of damage that those weapons had previously. And since you can't one-shot heavies at, well, with triple buckshot at a decent range with those weapons, well, comes the Daimos. The Daimos, it basically fixes that issue at the cost of less magazine shells, however you want to call it. I did try to run this with a crit setup previously to my Kingpin M10 setup. It just didn't feel that great. I do recommend having it with the +2 shell extended mag, so you can get up to 7, and with those 7 shots, it feels very comfortable. So with an Overkill A setup, getting a kill and using an SMG or another weapon for dozer, you're pretty much good to go. Otherwise, I don't have too many complaints for the Daimos. It felt very fluid and again, very comfortable to play as well. So rather enjoyable. However, I will say it is probably the weakest of the 3 weapons in the DLC. So it's not too bad, not too terrible, but again, it's still above average in terms of all other shotguns currently in Payday 2, because I said the whole pack's overpowered anyways. And speaking about overpowered anyways, comes the Campbell LMG. Well, this thing is geared up to rip and tear a lot of metal, and I will say this gun is very solid. If you want something ridiculously overpowered that basically defeats the KSP back in the day for everything that it has, this is it. With a lot of fire rate, and you can go up to 100 accuracy and stability for an LMG, this thing will rip and tear, and it turns into a pocket laser. There is the fancy underbarrel flamethrower. It kills some of the stats and some of the ammo for, well, I don't think it's worth it. You're better off running shotgun aced or swap into a pistol if you want to take care of a shield. Because, for whatever reason, those stats just, you want to keep the 100 stats because it just makes sense that way. So, if you want to have fun with the flamethrower, up to you. Not saying you shouldn't. However, the Campbell LMG with 100 stats, this thing was able to carry 2.5 very desperate pubs in a Green Bridge that I had today, and wow, this thing can hard carry. It's definitely a top 5 contender weapon. So if you're looking for an LMG overpowered, power creepy weapon kind of thing, yeah, this thing is it. And handling the gunplay and, you know, how comfortable it was again, it felt very good. So we'll say the Overkill pack itself, it is strong again. I don't think the aesthetics or the Overkill quality of, you know, animations or the dots being misaligned again, it's not really that great. So hopefully there's some bug fixes to fix those as usual. And yeah, one thing to note as well is the shotgun changes for update 236. There has been a change for shields and the pellet count which they received taking shots. In other words, Shotgun Ace is nerfed on shotguns, so be wary of that. So the Daimos may not feel so great if you decided to run it with the Shotgun setup, as well as other shotguns out there. I don't know why they changed this, and I don't know why they want to continue to make shotguns feel like shit guns, but who's to say what their plans are? So, anyways, that's enough of me rambling. Wanted to keep this one short and sweet and to the point. Like I said, I'll try to get builds for this, for all 3 weapons, as I did for the last pack, for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.